Alrighty. So first up on our list is kind of a upsetting topic. Wheatland County and Rocky View County have declared agricultural disasters. What advice can you give to farmers this year?
Yeah, I just wanted to say I just wanted to say how much we love our agri-food folks, our ranchers and our farmers. This The declaration has been made in some respects to bring awareness to the situation. I don't think people quite realize. I know we talk a lot about flood mitigation in this province, but actually the bigger issue that we have is drought and always has been. And this year has been particularly harsh. And so I just wanted to say that there's a few things that are going on. Minister Dreeshen and Minister Nixon have toured these dry condition areas. And so what's happened is that they're doubling the low yield threshold, which it helps the grain farmers to be able to divert, for example, if they're growing cereals or pulses, that they can salvage those for livestock. This gives you an idea of how complicated a farmer's life is. It's not, you don't just like breed a bunch of cattle and cows and grow some crops and take them off and sell them. There is very complex business machinations that go on behind the scenes to keep this sector moving. So a lot of this stuff, to tell you the truth, like until you're working with farmers and agri producers directly, it is a very complicated sector. So we're really grateful to them. There's a lot of suffering that's happening. I'm actually grateful to have learned so much more about this. I didn't realize the complexities that went into this, and our farmers and ranchers and these folks helped build this province. So I'm really grateful that we're able to help them out a little bit, and I send my love out to all of them and everything they're going through right now, and praying for some rain here too.
Absolutely. I always am just like, oh, it looks like it's gonna rain, but little do I know everyone's like, it's gonna rain.
I mean, it's too late for some of the farmers. Did you know that they're going to be combining here in the next little while? I mean, that's just unheard of.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Awesome. Okay. Well, next up is a little bit more of a fun topic. It's the film and television tax credit. So there's been some major TV and movie productions here in Alberta in the last couple of years. How has this tax credit helped bring it all to Alberta?
But the large producers have wanted to come here for such a long time, not just because of our beautiful scenery, but we have some of the best crews in the country that are being produced actually right here in at SAIT and NAIT and through other programs. And so we had committed before the election to doing a tax credit. And so we had initially put a cap on that, which was a good start. But what we learned through COVID is that this diversification was absolutely at it. It was like a pillar moment in the midst of all of this craziness that all of us were going through and lost. The film sector, had found a way to manifest and continue to go throughout COVID. It's actually quite incredible. Alberta had one of its best years last year. We're going to have probably our best year in film ever this year. And so the cap was removed in order for that tax credit to really, really attract a lot of these bigger productions. And we're probably seeing at least $1 billion of investment coming from the sector. And then that $1 billion spreads out to all of these communities like Drumheller and Cold Lake and all of these places where they're filming. Like the newest Ghostbusters was filmed largely throughout Southern Alberta, right?
I was actually living in Drumheller when they were filming Ghostbusters, and the town just came alive. It was so cool to watch, and they were so welcoming. They let us all locals sit on the sidewalk and like watch all of the scenes go on. It was super cool, and I never noticed or never even realized how much it puts the economy, like just shoots it way up in the towns that they actually settle in. So
we're looking at a return anywhere between $5 and $9 to the $1 that is invested. So, and what it does is that it opens up the ability for these organizations to go and leverage dollars elsewhere, right?
Do you have a favorite Alberta filmed movie or TV show?
So Land was filmed in Alberta, just probably in the last, I saw the premiere of it through COVID. I would have been 6 months ago, and you have to watch it. It is a personal journey of a woman who has lost her husband and her family, and she comes to this cold sort of dark area, and her entire mental space is reflected in what she goes through, having to deal with the land that she finds herself on.
Mine's Shanghai Noon,
Ah,
which isn't as nice as yours, but it's still a funny movie.
movie and super,
Yes.
I think was filmed in downtown Calgary. That was
Mhm.
fantastic. Being the top of the buildings of our, when I was a kid, I was like, oh, I know that building. It's awesome. But yeah, if you're interested in something that's really reflective, I would highly recommend watching Land. Beautiful.
Awesome. Alrighty. I have some fun questions for us now. First one, I just wanted to know how your summer has been. What has been one of the most memorable moments of the summer so far?
And terrifying was the running with the bulls. It has to be. And your guys' article that you did was so fantastic. Thank you so much for that. Was hysterical. I think that, but the people of this province are so amazing, Allie. Like just traveling around and talking to folks, like I've been all over the place, and seeing the smiles on people's faces as we start to open up, and you see families out together. I never thought I would take for granted what that looks like, but
Absolutely. I definitely think as much as COVID was a trying time, I am never going to take anything for granted ever again. Ever again.
ever again, I agree with you completely. Obviously, you can't run, a government on hope, but that hope that comes from people is a driver, and it just manifests itself in ways that makes you so motivated, and you just want to work harder and just try everything that you can to help out the people around you. And as hard as it's been to be a political person during COVID, I just can't imagine where else I was supposed to be at this time.
This is one of my favorite questions. I ask this to almost everyone. It's a very unique question. But if you could take a bite out of your life, what would it taste like?
Ooh, I would be probably like a 7-layer dip. It would be the way the world that I have been privileged to live in is so layered and multidimensional, and everything tastes different. And individually, they're beautiful, but when you put them all together, it's magic.
Mhm. That's a good answer. I don't know what mine would be. Often I'm just like cheese for
Anything
no
with
reason.
I'm a layer, the more stuff under the cheese, the better.
Yes. Awesome. Okay. What is the most used emoji on your phone?
Or so the prayer one, or the what? Like
Perfect.
it's like me. It's like
I always say that if someone has like the sad face emoji, I'm like, are you okay? Like, do you need to, like, are you going to be okay? Because if that's the most popular one, we have to do some deep digging here. Because
I with the tears coming out too. That's my other favorite one. Those ones are what?
yes, that's my most used one where it's just laughing. If you could have two famous people for dinner, who would it be?
Hmm. I know this is gonna sound goofy, but Gandhi for sure.
Mhm.
And I'd probably have Robin Williams.
Ooh, yeah.
Those would be the two. If I was to pick, I mean, those are my two male. I have female counterparts to Ruth Bader Ginsburg and Sarah McLachlan for women. Yeah. Like I have some combination of those two for sure.
And finally, what is a TV show that you can't miss or you can't stop watching?
I wish I got to watch TV whenever I had a millisecond to Walking Dead. And then
Mhm.
there's certain points where I have to turn it off. I can't watch it anymore. But I'm a documentary fiend. So I love that kind of stuff. Like I'll watch everything from musicians like the Taylor Swift documentary to there's one right now on residential children. So like everything in between. I think Albertans per capita consume more documentaries than anywhere else in the world. I don't know if you knew that. We're really
It's probably just me. I also love documentaries. Exactly. Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me. And I'm very excited to have this is our first like video interview that we're doing here at the station. So I'm honored that it's you. Thank you so much. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. As always,